Hi, I have exactly 27 minutes to shoot this video because I start work and today's technically editing day and I usually shoot throughout the week. And so I'm already behind on schedule and I'm desperate. I'm desperate for an idea. I'm desperate for a concept. Why is the camera lopsided? Let me fix this. Because technically today is editing day and I have no idea and I still have to shoot today, which is so frustrating. But I really struggled to shoot cooking videos because I was really burnt out from work last week. Long story short, insane hours, mama, insane. Like working like 9 a.m. to like 2 a.m. It was disgusting. Let's hope we don't have that week for me this week. I was being hard on myself because I was like, bitch, you worked 9 to 2 and you still couldn't produce a video, and you danced every day, and you maintained your social life. And today we're going to be talking about things that are NPC. For those of you who don't know, and there are those of you who don't know because I've seen them and I've met them. Also, if you can hear my washer in the background, I'm so sorry. An NPC stands for non-player character. Tabletop. Oh, 1 second, heartbeat is calling. Do you want to say hi to the viewers?
Hi, viewers.
Can I help you?
10 minutes later.
Hello besties, and we're back. And now I only have 17 minutes to shoot this video, which is excellent. For those of you who don't know, according to Wikipedia, an NPC, which is a non-player character, is any character in a game that is not controlled by a player. Why did I end that sentence that way? The term originated in traditional tabletop role-playing games where it applies. So basically, in my words, they're kind of like AI, Oracle, operated like characters that you don't necessarily play. And I think a great example is like if you've ever played Mario Kart. But alone, like not with friends, all the other people driving with you who aren't you are NPCs, right? So they're operating on their own like wavelength, if that makes sense. And like how this applies to today's video is that a couple friends and I will just like call things out as NPC in a funny way. You're more likely to be called an NPC if you're like predictable, you're giving non-sentient vibes. And I'm gonna give you a couple examples in today's video about things or people that I've thought of recently that give me NPC energy. Pretty gang make noise, pretty gang make noise.
Pretty gang make noise, pretty gang make noise.
Okay, first up we have pigeons. Pigeons because what are they doing? I was sitting in front of my lovely window and there's like a little park outside and I saw these two bitchins. I saw these two pigeons fly down. I think they were dating. And the male seemed to have just been following the female and they just kept walking in a circle for like 5 minutes. And the way they just sort of like, it's the way their head moves and the frame of reference they create as they move the rest of their body to wherever the head moved first is giving very, and like you can't look at that and be like, that's normal. I've never seen a person catch a pigeon. When have you ever seen a person catch a pigeon? It's almost like they can predict where you're moving. Like it's like they can like, that's so Raven, like future vision moment where they can predict where you're going to go and they just like will just know which direction to walk out of the way or fly. How can you see that much into the future? They just seem like way too calculated for it to be like natural, and therefore they're NPCs. My laundry just finished. Next up we have alpha males, and I know this one is a little bit of a reach because I feel like how could alpha males be NPC? But I think the reason is that whenever you are like debating or like trying to like challenge an alpha male on like some whack belief system that they have, you can't get to them. There's no pathway to communication to like get a point across or like start a debate or communicate rather, because alpha males are so like unidirectional or like one way with their communication. Like they'll spew out whatever vomit they have to spew out, but like if you try to like, it's just like, I don't even want to say they reject it. I just feel like there's no entry point. And that's giving like NPC behavior, because when you are interacting with NPCs in a game, it's often one way where they're just like telling you something, but they're not, you can't really interact back to them. It's one of those. Next up, we have people who aren't competitive in board games. For what? Like, if you're not willing to like kill me in my sleep, dishonor my name, burn my family's house down just because I wouldn't trade you Boardwalk and Monopoly, are you even playing the game? Non-competitive people in board games that make me look bad too for wanting to win the game. It's like, no, you didn't come prepared. You didn't come with the grit it takes to play Mafia or Among Us. Like if you're not willing to lie the house down to protect your fellow imposter in Among Us, are you even playing the game? Are you even there? NPC, Azalea Banks.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I totally predicted all of this, yeah.
Now, before Azalea Banks texts me, I love Azalea Banks, okay? I'm obsessed. I know she's problematic. Turning a blind eye. Turning a blind eye to the problematic Azalea Banks.
What the fuck are you doing?
And I would accept an argument that states Azalea Banks is very non-NPC because she is very much sentient, but the reason I would peg her as NPC is because she's fully living in her own world. And for some reason, we as human beings don't have access to that world. Like, I know she's otherworldly. It's almost like she's an NPC with a bug. Like, there hasn't been a patch update to like upgrade her logic or OS or whatever the hell it is. Because the content she's like giving us, guys, it's golden. It's golden. It's so random. Like, no human could possibly come up with it.
Let me in your world, you lonely, boy, that's why. Hey there, you hey there. How are you doing? Tell me what's up.
I don't think I need to explain myself any further. The next one is like people who are at a location you frequent in the same outfits and you find them there like more than twice or thrice. This one's very specific, and it's because last summer I lived in this house for 2 months that was right next to this beach, and I shit you not, guys, maybe I was an NPC during those 2 months, but I would like walk over to the beach twice a day minimum. Like sometimes I would bike or like skateboard there, but I would get to the beach and no matter rain or shine, windy or like beach weather, like there could be a storm, and this man, let's just call him Kevin for the purpose of the video, Kevin was always at the beach with his mullet and his mustache, the same pair of shorts. And there was this one particular stormy day where I showed up and I was trying to like move this like wooden log so I could like stare at the water and like be Lana Del Rey, and he saw me like struggle with the log because it was so heavy, and I think he thought it was too heavy, but I was just like scared of this roly-poly that was on the log. Anyways, so he comes over and he's like, hey, can I help you? And I was like, no, I'm okay. And then he proceeds to pick it up anyway. What's that about? From there, he was like, hey, by the way, I'm Kevin. I see you a lot at the beach. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah. And I got to know him. He's actually pretty cool. Like, he used to be in a band. He has like music on Spotify. He like skateboards. It was insane. For some reason though, his like skateboarding Instagram account is like stuck in 2014, where like all the photos and videos have like that intense vignette and like those insane color filters. So it's very much a throwback, and I honestly wish him well. Like, Kevin, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing great. This one's kind of weird, and I actually like ran this idea by a few friends and they kind of roasted me for it because I was about to say mailmen are giving NPC, but I realized after talking to them that it's not mailmen but actually the mail. Do you get what I mean? Like, that should be spawning out of fucking nowhere. Like, I'll just wake up after fully clearing out the mail the night before, and I'll wake up and there is 7 flyers with like absolutely no logical, like not even a coupon, like it doesn't make sense. Like the flyers will, how do I say this, like the flyers that come in you would think are like, I'm like, oh, this must be like a discount for a pizza or like a coupon for like buy one get two, but the flyers just state the menu as is. Like, they're not giving me anything that the restaurant isn't already offering at the same price. Like, there's no combo deal situation, so it's just noise. And then there will also be like mail that like looks important because it'll be from like a telecom company or like a bank, but you know it's spam because it won't say your name, it'll just say like the address. And mama, why am I being advertised to in my own home? And there was this one time in my last apartment that I was so frustrated for receiving so much, like there was so much spam mail that it took up the whole mailbox, and I was like, how do I get to my real mail? And there was no real mail, so I literally just shoved it back through the other end, which in hindsight was probably really bad because someone probably had to clean up after that. But why am I being advertised to in my own home? The next one is, oh, this one I feel very passionate about. People at the mall who enjoy being at the mall. What's that about? Like, when I go to the mall, I will walk into a store, and if I don't find exactly what I'm looking for or like came to the store to find, I'm stressed, I'm vexed, I'm like upset, I'm like overstimulated, I'm for some reason sweating, and I have to profusely, and I have to leave. And then on my way out, I'll always like, I refuse to visit any other store, and on my way out I'll like see these other people who are like leisurely browsing and enjoying their time at the mall, browsing, like waddling around. Excuse me, like how do you have the stamina? Like, I can't be convinced that there's a human being with enough stamina enjoy the mall that much, and I don't know anyone like that, so therefore they are NPCs. And then lastly, we have people, this one's an annoying NPC, like the NPC that won't shut the fuck up, and you're just trying to like proceed with your quest and they're just like slowing you down and you can't possibly press A or X fast enough. But I'm specifically referring to people who post on LinkedIn, like non-ironically, and specifically posts that are not like recruitment or job hunting related. Like, they're literally sharing a story about like how their cat got them like a job interview. Sir, who cares? And also, why is your title like entrepreneur, marketer, thought leader, CEO of 17 companies, father of 3, truck driver? Like, what are you doing? Like, what is your actual, like, someone explain to me, like, it'll be like #1 best-selling author of what? of these LinkedIn posts, no ma'am. No ma'am. The self-proclaimed NPC, specifically those LinkedIn people who post content like that, are like those NPCs in Pokemon that are like, they come up to talk to you, like you didn't prompt them for conversation, and they're just like wasting your time. You're trying to get through the game and they're just like, here's irrelevance. Here you go, irrelevance. Anyways, I really had to get that off my chest. I'm really glad I was able to do a video today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, don't tell me. This is definitely one of my more random videos. I hope you enjoyed it though. I hope you got some laughs, right? I hope you got some laughs. And don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. I'll see you next week. Bye.
So,
No, I'm saying
what now?
I mean,